This month we present some church and village history from 1970 until 1990. Odessa was a hub of activity in the early 1970s with the much-needed installation of municipal water and sewers. All the streets were tore up for the installation, and some were rebuilt with new sidewalks and curbs. Some of the excess rock from this installation was used as fill to improve the Odessa Fairgrounds. At a congregation meeting in 1970, it was decided that the Sunday school be held at the same time as church, at 11:15 a.m., on a permanent basis. It was moved and seconded that 3 lady elders assist the men at the next communion. The hall building committee suggested getting a $10,000 loan to pay the builder and make the hall usable. The loan was denied by the bank. Here is a photo of Emmanuel United Church. It was taken in the summer of 1975. On the left we see Floyd and Vera Babcock and family during the installation of washrooms and drop ceiling in the upstairs Sunday school room, which is now the foyer and offices. Jerry Mulder is cutting a panel on the right. We still were busy with the construction of the new hall and kitchen in the mid-1970s. This photo shows Charlie Huff wiring an electrical receptacle in the new kitchen. Here we see Wayne Burley and his son David, along with Brent Babcock and Ed Compton. They were working in what will become the stairway from the church basement to the new hall. Bill Barkley, Willie Smith, and a friend of Bill's are mixing cement for the new hall or kitchen. Wayne Burley wheels another load away, while Willie Smith adds water to the mixer. Fire races through the Swilliot Boat Works on Factory Street in 1976. The flames were fed by the highly flammable fiberglass resin overspray on the walls and floor of the building. Only a burned-out shell of the building remained following the fire. Reverend Murdoch McFarland joined us in 1976 and was our minister until 1980. This group gathered in the new hall before hitting the road in the rainy October the 14th, 1978 walkathon. Here we see Reg and Betty Burnett in their yellow jackets with their dog Captain, and Jackie Smith in the middle, braving the rain on the walkathon. Nina Veal, Annie Boyce, Mildred Smith, Lillian Patterson, and Helen Sproul work in the new kitchen preparing for a supper in November 1978. Tables are nicely set for the November 1978 supper in the new hall. There was quite a crowd in this picture of Promotion Day, June the 3rd, 1979. Here we see Bob Mulder as he presents Mrs. Olga McKellar, our minister from August to December, with one of his carvings at her going-away party, December the 3rd, 1980. Reverend Robert McVitie was our minister from 1981 until 1985. Our church gets a new steel roof in the fall of 1982. Norm Morse and Clinton Clyde were 2 of the church members who worked on this job. There's new paint as well for the steeple roof. This photo was taken in 1982 with the choir wearing their new blue gowns. The Odessa Agricultural Society's 150th anniversary was celebrated with a dinner in our hall. Here we see Reeve Jack Kippen presenting Fair Board President Doug Smith with a plaque, while Deputy Reeve Grant McElwam looks on. The new lighted cross at the back of our church was dedicated at Easter 1986. New lights were installed in the church during 1986. Bob Smith, Clayton McEwen, Terry, and Jerry Mulder were part of the installation team. On the left is Bob Mulder with one of the ceiling hole covers that he made. Center, we see Clinton Clyde in the attic, waiting for Bob Smith on the right to send the cover up for installation in the hole that contained the old recessed light fixture. Reverend Hillary Scrutton became our minister in June 1985. She married Robert Merritt, August the 30th, 1986, in our church. They continued as our ministers until 1994. In the congregational meeting minutes of April 1987, the installation of washrooms in the basement was discussed. In the meeting of February the 1st, 1988, special thanks were given to Rabus Anson for his donation of gravel and machinery to put the parking lot in on the south side of the church and hall. In 1988, Bob Smith, chairman of Stewart's, and Reverend Hilary Merritt are seen dedicating the new Hammond organ presented by George and Madeline Beard, as well as the carillon, which was dedicated to the memory of Mrs. Lou Cairns, organist for over 50 years at the church. Here is a photo of Children's Time with Reverend Hilary Merritt in 1988. Join us again the last Sunday in September when we will present some history of our church and village from 1990 until the present.